So in this session, we are going to discuss the summary of microencapsulation. So to summarize the microencapsulation, since last few lectures, we have discussed the definition, advantages and disadvantages of microencapsulation, then structure of microparticles, drug release from microparticles, then formulation of microspheres and microcapsules using different methods, then characterization of microparticles and microcapsules, then applications of the microencapsulation. Initially, we have discussed the definition of microencapsulation. Furthermore, we have discussed some details about the microencapsulation. Then thereafter, we have discussed the why microencapsulation is required or various reasons, then goals of microencapsulation along with the advantages of microencapsulation. Furthermore, we have discussed the disadvantages of the microencapsulation. Then we have discussed the structure of the microparticles as it is spherical in nature or the non-spherical in nature, isn't it? Then thereafter, we have discussed how the drug is going to be released from the microparticles, as it may be released by the diffusion, it may be released by the dissolution, it may be released by the osmotic pressure, or it may be released by the erosion or the any of the external stimulus. Furthermore, we have discussed the formulation of the microspheres and microcapsules. We have discussed in detail the core material, coating material, cross-linkers and vehicles in order to design and develop the microencapsulated product. Then thereafter, we have discussed the different methods which are widely used to get the microencapsulated product. For example, air suspension method. Yes, then furthermore, we have discussed the co-acervation phase separation technique, then supercritical carbon dioxide assisted methods, and so on. Then we have discussed the characterization of microparticles and microcapsules. Generally, in the characterization or evaluation, we have to suppose to perform the compatibility studies, then the determination of particle size and shape by using suitable method. Furthermore, we have to suppose to determine the swellings of the microparticles along with the drug release and the drug content. Finally, we have discussed the applications of microencapsulation. So herewith, we have finished the chapter microencapsulation. These are the few references which I have referred. More specifically, all these are the research articles. Very first one, that is a microencapsulation, a promising technique for controlled drug delivery, research in pharmaceutical sciences. Then second research article, microencapsulation technique, factors influencing encapsulation efficiency, Journal of Microencapsulation. Then microparticles, microspheres and microcapsules for advanced drug delivery, Sci-Pharm. Then I have referred furthermore the particle coating methods from the book Tablet volume 3, and last one, that is a microencapsulation and nanoencapsulation using supercritical fluid, that is SCF technique. The name of the journal is Pharmaceutics. All these are the almost review articles, and one book I have referred, that is Tablet volume 3. All the material you will get in all these review articles. There is no need to refer the extra material for the micro encapsulation. Thank you very much.